Hello, welcome to Lady Love Said Reads. My name is Jessica. Welcome to day 2 of 2025 12 Days of Bookmas video. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you new releases from this year that I read and recommend. I think I did a better job overall following and reading new releases in 2025. It's been a bit of a weak spot for me in the past with my reading. I just never really kept up with new releases very well. But this year I started doing new release videos on my channel, and that helped me really keep current on the books that were coming out this year that were interesting to me. And I was able to read a good chunk of them. Some of the books I read were new releases and I didn't even realize it too. But for today's video, I have 5 new releases from 2025 that I read and enjoyed and recommend. Let's dive right in. Not Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. Don't quote me on this. I'm not 100% certain, but I believe this is Holly Jackson's first foray into adult thrillers. And in this story, we're focusing on Jet. And Jet, she gets bashed over the head at the start of the novel, and it's done a thing in her brain where she's got like an aneurysm that's gonna blow, so she essentially has like 7 days to live. So she decides that in those 7 days she's going to solve her own murder, and that is such a unique setup. I really enjoyed this, especially the character work in here. I thought one of the people that like investigates with Jet was just such a sweetheart, and I adored their relationship, and I adored the character development and kind of the things that she thought about as she was coming to the end of her life. And yeah, it was just a great time. This is actually my first Holly Jackson that I've ever read, and I'll definitely read more from her. This book will bury me by Ashley Winstead. I've read one other Ashley Winstead. I read In My Dreams I Hold a Knife, and I love that, and I loved this one. So this is about true crime fanatics, and they form this like online club where they focus on particular cases. And a couple of these people are like folks who are able to really get them involved in the investigation part of it. So one of the characters is a retired police officer. Another character is like a computer genius that can hack into all kinds of different accounts. And so like as a group, they not only like are interested in these true crime cases, but they actually end up solving and working in the investigations on some of these as like a consulting group. And they get involved in this one particular case, and it kind of goes awry. I loved this. I like this better than In My Dreams I Hold a Knife. Something about it was just so bingeable for me, and I don't know, I just really loved the tone. There's a lot of controversy around this book though that I wasn't aware of when I read it. So I guess this book is based on an actual unsolved crime that happened, and a lot of people are taking offense at that. As I said, when I read it, I didn't know that the author had done that, and I read it not knowing that, and I loved the story. I don't know how I feel about her basing the story on an actual event. I haven't decided. That's something that you'll have to decide for yourself, you know, whether or not that offends you and whether you want to pick up the book. But from my experience reading this, not knowing any of that controversy, I loved the story. Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. This is book 1 in her new series called Say You'll Remember Me. This is about a veterinarian and a woman who works in social media. The woman finds a kitten that has a particular medical condition and takes it to the vet. And the vet is like, oh, this is going to cost you thousands of dollars to correct. I think it'd be better to euthanize the cat. And she was like, no, not doing that. And instead, she raises a bunch of money through all of her social media, skills, and is able to get the procedure the cat needs to live. And so that's how their relationship starts. It is a story about a long distance relationship. It covers themes of like, how do you handle long distance relationships? Both characters have their baggage, but it's nothing too dark or traumatic either to where I'd categorize it as a dark romance. This isn't a dark romance. There are some heavy themes, but it is still more of a contemporary romance than a dark romance. I thought the characters developed really nicely. The dynamics between the two of them and their relationship was really lovely. And overall, it was just like perfect. Like, I wouldn't change a thing about that story. The Grieving Body by Mary Frances O'Connor. This is nonfiction, and it's about grief, and it really gets into the science of what happens in our bodies when we grieve. And having been through and experienced a lot of grief in the past 5 years, this really helped me because I'm one of those people who, when I understand the science of what's happening to me, I'm much better able to cope with it because it makes sense. And it's not like this mysterious, like, why is this going on? Why am I experiencing this, unknown thing anymore? Like, I'll experience something related to grief and be like, okay, I know the mechanism. I know what's going on, and just knowing that really helps me cope. So I very much like this, and if you have dealt with any kind of grief in the past few years, you might find it helpful as well. Okay, last, this Moth Saw Brightness by A.A. Vacharat. This is a young adult sci-fi, and it's about these teenagers who get recruited to be a part of a study. And in communicating with each other, they learn that they're primarily recruiting neurodivergent teenagers. So this book does a lot of work around the history of research in the United States, particularly government-funded research. And it asks lots of questions about who do we decide to do research on? What bodies do we consider expendable and why? And it is so good. This author was not afraid to really write some challenging themes and ideas in a YA book, and I like that she has confidence that her audience can handle those things, right? She doesn't dumb it down. Like, she really goes there, and I appreciated it so much. All right, those are 5 new releases I read in 2025 that I enjoyed and that I recommend. What are some new releases you read this year that you recommend? If you're enjoying my content, make sure to hit like and subscribe. If you're feeling really at home here, join the Discord. Everything's linked down below. I'm looking forward to seeing you for the 12 Days of Vlogmas Day 3 tomorrow. If you just want to leave me an emoji to let me know that you're here, go ahead and leave me the shooting star emoji. And until next time, make sure that you continue to read good books, drink good coffee, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.